Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out on this beautiful day in Stafford, Texas. Beautiful Stafford, Texas. We're so pleased to be here today. My name is Lee Vela. I am with Clear Channel Outdoor, and we are here today to launch the countdown to hurricane season 2023. We've been very lucky the last several years without a major storm, but it's not a question of if, it's a question of when, and we want to be sure that we remind people to have a plan and have something in place for when we do have something hit our area. So what you see behind me today is on 7 billboards in the Fort Bend County area, and it is part of a larger project that includes 5 surrounding counties, Fort Bend, Galveston, Harris, Waller, and Montgomery counties. And so we're very pleased to be here today, and here to welcome us to the city of Stafford is Mayor Cecil Willis. Mayor?
Thank you so much, Lee, and I want to thank Clear Channel for continuing to do this and make everyone aware of hurricane season and the many other public service announcements that you all make. Lee said it's not if, it's when. Living on the Gulf Coast, we know that sooner or later we're going to have a weather event or a hurricane. Stafford is the gateway to Fort Bend County coming out of Houston. In a moment, the county judge is going to speak about the county, but I want to tell you, here in Stafford, we are constantly training, constantly aware of what is going on around us. I'm joined today with our assistant police chief and our fire chief, who's also handles emergency management. They will be coming up soon. But ladies and gentlemen, you need to start thinking right now. Don't procrastinate. Don't wait to the last minute. Get your plans in place. And it will not only help save lives, but property. So again, Lee and Clear Channel, thank you so much for doing this every year. You're a great organization for getting the word out to the public. So thank you so much.
Off. Thank you so much, Mayor Willis, and we so appreciate you hosting us here in this city. Next, we'd like to hear from the Assistant Police Chief Horn from the city of Stafford. Chief Horn.
Hello. As we move forward with Hurricane Preparedness Week, the main thing I want to express from the Stafford Police Department is to make sure we all pay attention to our authorized social media channels. We'll make sure we continue to put out relevant information. In terms if it ever comes to evacuation, it is strongly recommended that we, take that advice rather sooner than later. As Mayor stated, we are definitely a gateway, throughout Houston, leaving and coming. So please just make sure that we listen to those evacuation routes when they come available. And as always, we will continue to work in partnership with the Stafford EOC and as well as the Fort Bend County EOC to make sure we have all the available resources that we would need to get through any event that may come our way. Thank you.
It's not going to work.
Right there.
There we go. Okay. Thank you so much, Chief Horn. We appreciate you being here and all that you do for the citizens of Stafford. We'd like to also hear from Fire Chief Larry Kamola. Larry?
Thank you, Lee. As Chief Horn and Mayor Willis accurately stated it, During the 3 phases of the hurricane season, which is about to begin, the single biggest part that the community can play is in the preparation phase. When you know an event is coming, please don't wait till the last minute. Prepare your family, prepare your property, and as soon as you feel, and with the advice of emergency management professionals and as put out by the media, if recommendations are for evacuation, please take the priority of your family first and foremost. Remove yourself from the area of threat, and as I'm sure County Judge George will point out, Fort Bend County is a pass-through community. We do not evacuate to Fort Bend County, but through Fort Bend County to the inland areas, in particular for a hurricane. We have a large population from the coast that will be moving this way, and as always, the emergency services in the city of Stafford, between Mayor Willis as our emergency management director, myself as fire chief, Richard Ramirez as police chief, we will always try and make sure that everybody has situational awareness ahead of the event, during the event, and after the event. If you ever have any questions or ever have anything that you think might be relevant, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief. Of course, so much depends on the leadership of Fort Bend County, and we're very honored to join forces with Judge George in Fort Bend County, who is actually the emergency management director for Fort Bend County. And so we're very pleased that we've been doing this for the last several years, Judge.
Yeah.
And this is at no cost to the county. We provide these messages totally free to the county to help get everybody prepared. So, Judge?
Thank you, sir. It's absolutely a pleasure and privilege to be here. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today for the launch of Countdown to the 2023 hurricane season via digital billboard. Thank you to Lee Villa, as you heard, good folks at Clear Channel. Thank you for this opportunity because, as he rightfully mentioned, this is zero cost to the taxpayers. This is a goodwill gesture from Clear Channel. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And total, as you heard, 8 to 10 billboards in Fort Bend County will be displaying these messages throughout the season. Hurricane season begins June 1st, as you all know, continue through November. Begin prepared, having planned to deal with that in case if we run into a situation. And also, we all talk about, you heard from many emergency managers or emergency people who manages emergency that talking about having a personal plan in place. It is crucial to work and also work with our Office of Emergency Management, Homeland Security and Emergency Management. Homeland Security and Emergency Management is coordinating and implementing disaster response recovery effort during evacuation, sheltering, and distribution of essential supplies such as food, water, and medical aid. And also, we just opened last year, during the right time, we opened our state-of-the-art emergency management facility, and which is easy to work and manage out of. And also, you recently heard our very own congressman went and got acquired more than $254,000 to update the equipments of the Stafford where we are here, their emergency management equipments. This is all important. And as I always mention, it is important to numerous steps to prepare for this hurricane. I will ask our emergency manager, Greg Babs, to talk about the details. Creating, definitely, you heard from many people, creating a supply kit, having family emergency plan just in case you have to evacuate. And I also say this, in Fort Bend County last 5 years, we started something called a texting system. If you are not part of that testing system, I will ask you to put 888-777 in the message place. You punch in FBC alert. So you're going to be part of it, and we will let you know if there is, in case, any kind of emergency. And prepare, definitely you heard about preparing your home and so on and so forth. Additionally, And we also work with every jurisdictions in Fort Bend County, whether it is City of Houston, of course, part of Fort Bend a little bit, and City of Stafford, Sugar Land, Missouri City, our all municipal utility district, our levy improvement district, and special districts, you name it, our law enforcement, fire, you work with every organization. We do a lot of tabletop exercises and all this stuff because we wanted to make sure we are prepared. And also Greg will explain, Greg Past, our emergency management coordinator or manager we call. He will explain specific activities Fort Bend County Office of Emergency Management is taking to make sure our citizens are informed and making sure just in case an emergency happens, what to do. And I just wanted to say thank you for giving me an opportunity to serve as your emergency management director. And if you need more information, you need to go to fbcoem.org or visit our social media, connect with us, like us, follow us, and we will be updating on a regular basis what is happening in Fort Bend County. At this time, I will invite our emergency management coordinator, Greg Pabst, to come up and give some specific details about how we are preparing, and also making sure our citizens are safe and how we can make sure we are managing that emergency to save the citizens' life and also their property and their livelihood. Thank you. Greg?
Good morning. Thank you, Clear Channel. This is an amazing event, amazing thing that they do every single year for the citizens of Fort Bend County to keep them better prepared, better aware of hurricane season right around the corner. I want to thank the City of Stafford, all the first responders in Stafford that are here supporting this event. Again, it's all about coordination when it comes to that time for response, but we're here for preparedness. With that preparedness messaging that we're putting out right now, it is for all of our citizens to go to our website, fbcoem.org. If you go to that website, it has links to our Twitter page, our social media pages as in Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us on there, and we give preparedness tips throughout this week and throughout this month that you can be better prepared and ready for hurricane season. You can also go to ready.gov. If you go to ready.gov, it has a plethora of information for you as a citizen to be better prepared and to get your kits and your plans ready for hurricane season. I would like to emphasize that what Chief DiCamillo brought up about evacuations. Know those evacuation routes. Those evacuation routes are for a pass-through county. Fort Bend County is a pass-through county for coastal counties. Those pass-through county highways are for people to keep moving through, and we will continue to give situational awareness, as Chief brought up, through an event that you will have the information where our shelters will be, where our evacuations will be for Fort Bend County if we have to prepare for this event. Again, it's for situational awareness. It's about being prepared. The Emergency Operations Center has started its checklist for hurricane season. We've put on numerous trainings throughout the last month through the coordination of all efforts through first responders and all the departments that will run inside the EOC to be better prepared for the citizens for a response if needed. As we work through this, we will continue through this hurricane season to be weather aware. I want you as citizens to be weather aware. If you follow the National Weather Service Center's broadcast and updates, you can also find those updates on our social media pages when they are directly responsible for Fort Bend County. We try to keep those weather events updated. And my last note, on fbcoem.org, you can sign up for the alerting system. Judge brought it up here recently. This is super important. If there's any emergency information that's needed to the public, this is how you will get that information, is if you are signed up for those alerting. If you do not have the capabilities to sign up for that alerting, you can follow us on AM 1670. We have a radio station that we are broadcasting constantly the same information that we're supplying onto social media. So please listen to AM 1670 or follow us on social media or follow us on our page, fbcoem.org. My last note, for those people that need assistance during an evacuation, or if they need energy or power during these events, please go on to Fort Bend Connect now and sign up for assistance, or go to 211 and sign up now to get that help. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Greg, for those comments and words of wisdom from everybody here today. So we appreciate the partnership that we have with Fort Bend County and all the other surrounding counties that we do this with. These messages will create thousands and thousands of market impressions over the next month. June 1st, it will change to a general preparedness message, and that will run until November 30th. So the entire season, hurricane season, there will be reminders on our digital billboards around the area. Digital billboards give us this flexibility to be able to do this for the publics that we work with, and it is part of the public benefit of what we do. So we appreciate that. With that, if there's any questions for any of the speakers, we'd be happy to try to answer those.
Why is it so important to get this message out today?
Because this is 1 month prior to the actual start of the season, so we do a countdown to get people to start thinking about the season that's coming up June 1st.
What have you guys learned in the past that would help you guys learn today to get the message out?
Well, I think it's a multitude of things. Not only the billboard messages, but also, Judge, you want to interject here? It's also what the county is doing as well.
What was that question?
What have we learned about how to get the word out to?
Oh, it is so important, and it is. I cannot stress enough, because many times we hear people saying that we didn't know that and we didn't know this, and also understand there are so many people moving to Fort Bend County never experienced a hurricane. They're coming from New York, they're coming from Chicago or Michigan or certain parts of California, and they have no idea what to do. And our population is continued to grow. We have become almost 8th largest county in state of Texas, almost close to 900,000 people, and people continue to move here. It is important that we stay on that message on a regular basis, because those who are not exposed to this danger, and it is important to let them know that it is time to prepare. That's why we are doing 30 days ahead. So this month is called Hurricane Preparedness Month. And so it's so important. And as I mentioned, there is a lot of people never experienced hurricane. And so we will be relentless, and we will continue to make sure we are communicating with our citizens. That is the best way. You never can be over-prepared. And I rather over-prepared for dealing with an emergency than under-prepared.
What other avenues are you guys taking to get the message out? You get that one person who says, I didn't even see the message. How can we get that message?
Yeah, so understand one thing, we have almost 900,000 residents. So we cannot go to every door and knock them and tell them what is going on. But that's the reason why you heard our OEM manager was talking about, we work with every jurisdictions in Fort Bend County, which include Stafford and Stafford Police, Stafford Fire, and when it comes to Sugar Land, when it comes to Missouri City. And we have more than 200 something mud districts in Fort Bend County. And we have numerous lit district and special districts. And we work with drainage district. We work with all those organizations so that they will reach out to their constituents. So that's how we make that awareness to reach out to the maximum people in Fort Bend County.
And your texting program.
And of course, and once again I say that if you don't have access to any kind of alert from our side, and everybody have a cell phone, pick up your cell phone and dial this number 888-777. In the message part you write, punch in FBC alert. And so that means if there is any kind of emergency, and we will send you a text message showing that how you can prepare or what you can do moving forward. And I will ask everyone to sign up to that. That's one of the way, if you don't have access to anything else, so at least you get a notification saying that, do this, specifically prepare or evacuate, whatever that might be.
Are you guys combining with the city of Houston to get the message out also, or you just
Say that one more time.
Are you guys combining with the city of Houston also?
Oh, we work, and Greg could explain this, we work with every jurisdiction we can talk to, because emergency preparedness is not any magic about Fort Bend County or a specific city. and it's a regional issue. And so we will work with City of Houston, it is Harris County, and we work with every jurisdiction out there so that we have a common message going out so that it doesn't create any confusion to people, those who are not living in Fort Bend County. Like, for example, part of Missouri City is in Harris County, and part of Houston is in Fort Bend County. So we don't want to send any confusing message. So we will work with every jurisdiction possibly we can. And we are even doing tabletop exercises so that we have a common way of communicating with people. And our message is uniform.
And let me add that this is part of the Gulf Coast Emergency Communications Network that Clear Channel has created since 2012. And it is Fort Bend County and surrounding counties. And we work with the Office of Homeland Security in all of those counties. So when we do have a major event, we coordinate what goes up and where it goes as far as emergency messaging. And we do that as a total benefit to the cities and to the counties. There is no cost involved to the governmental entities. Okay, thank you guys.